Seamon, fire and life safety educator for the town of Hilton Head Island, joining us. Oh, Cinda, it's our favorite week of the year, I think, Restaurant Week. We got folks thinking food, we got them cooking at home. We're going through the winter time anyway, but everything's all closed up. We're not so much grilling outside. What are the most common areas for cooking fires? Because I know we got to be worried about them.
Right. We had the most unattended cooking fires in 2017. So that's our largest cause of fires, unattended cooking. In 2017, we had 22 fires, unattended cooking.
So, I mean, besides the obvious, pay attention to what you're doing. What do folks need to just continue to remember as they go about creating the culinary masterpieces in their kitchen?
The main thing is to stay in the kitchen, and believe it or not, that's not as easy as you would think. People get distracted very quickly. They think I'll just run into the other room and get something done. It'll just take a minute while this water's boiling or something's cooking. Next thing you know, we're on the verge of a fire. Sometimes people are working late shifts at night. They come home, they want something to eat, they start cooking something. I'm just going to sit down for a minute. They're tired. They've just gotten off a shift. And there we go again on the verge of a fire. Also, we have people, some older folks that maybe are on the edge of dementia or some physical problems, and they're slower moving and they're forgetful. They get into the kitchen and then they leave. So we have lots of reasons why there's unattended cooking.
Yeah, and nowadays the kitchen is almost the focal point of a house, not just
Right.
a room off the side where dinner gets made. It's the middle of everything, and like you say, it's easy for folks to get distracted.
Right.
Smoke alarms in kitchens. That's where they go off. People just, I don't want one in my kitchen because I'm going to just be cooking normally and the darn thing's going to go off, but you really do need one there, don't you?
Well, actually, we don't want them too close in the kitchen. Nearby is good, but they have a point. They do go off a lot of times in the kitchen. So we will post them nearby. Bedrooms, again, are the most important place for smoke alarms because when people are sleeping, at least in the kitchen, they're usually close by or awake. And one thing I wanted to add about unattended cooking is put a wooden spoon in your back pocket when you start cooking. When you walk into another room and become distracted, you'll think, why is that wooden spoon in my back pocket? And it will remind you. Or the doorbell rings, put an oven mitt on your hand, walk to the door and answer the door with the oven mitt on. That will remind you to get back into the kitchen. So those are a couple things you can do to, keep yourself reminded that you've got something going on the stove.
Terrific idea. Or in my case, maybe put the apron on. It'll keep me from spilling in the first place.
Perfect.
It'll also remind me of what I'm doing. Speaking of smoke alarms, we do need to remind folks, obviously, to pay attention to that, and that you all are, we can't remind them enough that the fire department is very much involved in making sure folks have smoke alarms and that they work.
That's right. We'll help install, we'll help change batteries. If someone's having financial issues in getting a smoke alarm, we'll take care of that for them. So don't hesitate to call. It's your first warning to get out early in case of a fire.
All right. Thanks so much, Cinda. Great to chat with you again. Cinda Seamon, the fire and life safety educator for the town of Hilton Head.